Tracy with MeatRx. I'm here with another success story podcast. And today we have Paola, and she's going to tell us about her journey on the carnivore, or before carnivore, and to get to the carnivore diet. Hi, Paola.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming so much. I know I'm excited to hear about your story, and I know everyone will be excited to hear. Can you begin by telling me, what was your life like and your health conditions, your foods you ate before coming to a carnivore diet?
Sure. So to begin with, I'm from Panama. I'm Panamanian. So I started living in Canada. I came to Canada to do my master's around 2009. So I'm saying this is because usually people refer to the standard American diet, but in my case, it was completely different. So it was basically the standard Panamanian diet. In Panama, we always eat meat. Meat is a must. Being vegetarian or vegan, it's not an option, okay? However, we do eat a lot of carbs. And I'm pretty sure if we ate carbs without the seed oils, the addition of the seed oils, things would be a little bit different, but we deep fried everything. And everything is tasty. Like whatever you deep fry, it's gonna be tasty. So to tell someone from Panama, oh, don't eat your patacones, which is basically deep fried plantain, you deep fry that twice. It's like, I cannot not have that, you know? So I'm pretty sure that this is very important because now I'm aware that having consumed so much of that in my early years really disrupted my gut. But we'll get there. So in 2007, I was in Spain and for 3 months. So the diet in Spain and the diet in every single country is different. But something happened in 2007. Before that, I was very active. I would go to the gym. In high school, I would dance a lot. But in 2007, I was 23 years old. And I woke up one morning and my knees were so much in pain. And I thought it was the boots that I was wearing. So I, oh no, it gotta be the boots. Oh, but that's weird. I couldn't kneel or anything. But I kind of brushed it off like, okay, well, it's probably the weather. It's super cold in here compared to Panama. Everything is cold, okay? So I just brushed it off. But when I went back to Panama, I just couldn't work out the same way. I needed more time to recover. And I was just like, why am I still in pain? So it wasn't until I was 25 that I went to a doctor. Oh, by the way, my father was a doctor, so I had access to the best doctors in Panama. That was not a problem. And I would trust doctors because they're the ones that know everything. Yes, sarcasm right there. So the doctor told me, you have osteoarthritis. And I was like, that sounds like something that only old people get. Yeah, but you know, something, maybe you're just like this. Well, what does that mean? Like, all I knew was that I was in pain. So he gave me some anti-inflammatories, some exercises, and I was like, what kind of exercises can I do? Oh, you know, just walk slowly. Walk? I don't want to walk. I mean, I went from lifting weights at the gym 4 hours a day to just walking. And I accepted that. I thought, he's a doctor, he's the one who knows. So I did that for some time until, let's say, fast forward, I started learning about gluten. And one thing that I have to mention is that, remember I said the standard Panamanian diets, everything is deep fried, but bread and wheat are not part of the equation. Very little. I remember growing up having, let's say, pasta once a month, pizza in occasion, like was something very special. So that was not really the problem. But whenever I would travel, I would get sick. So I started associating that, and I was like, what the hell is gluten? Then I started reading, and I'm a microbiologist. And the reason why I'm saying this is that even though I have the tendency of doing research and learning on my own, I never thought of food as something that could affect your health, ever. Food makes you happy and fill your belly. That's all. That's all it does. So I started learning about gluten. I said, that's it. I'm going gluten-free. It was a little bit difficult because then I realized this is everywhere, in soy sauce, in the crackers. Even if it says, oh yeah, or let's say rice crackers, then you have to read like, oh, there it still has gluten, can't have that. So I did find that the pain was less, but I couldn't recover that fast. So I thought, well, I just have to do the exercises that are proper for someone that has this problem. Okay, fast forward. I started my master's. Forget about the gluten. You just eat whatever you can. You don't have time. You eat, period. Whatever's in front of you. Meaning McDonald's, pizza, everything that I would have from time to time. Then I started having it every single day because I didn't have time to cook. And this was in Canada. That the lack of sunlight, no vitamin D. In Panama, right now I'm super pale. But in Panama, the sun is like here, okay? I didn't have that. So I'm pretty sure that the change in the diet, plus the lack of sunlight, plus let's add a little bit of veganism in there because at the time it was all about, the green smoothies. I was doing that. I was like, I gotta have my green smoothie because that's what's gonna make me heal. I just got worse. I got worse. And up to that point, I never thought that food could be the problem. I never thought of it because everything tells you you have to eat healthy. What does it mean to eat healthy? You gotta eat your fruit, you gotta eat your veggies. I never stopped eating meat. I never fell for that, okay? But I was more mindful about it. Oh, maybe I should eat a little bit less. Until, okay, fast forward, I met my husband, okay? And I remember our second date, he cooked rice. We always say in Panama, you gotta, if a man knows how to cook rice, keep him. I was like, oh my God, he made rice. And now with a rice cooker, he knew how to make it the proper way. I was like, oh my God, okay. And he made pork chops on the grill. I was like, that's it. He's the one. That and the fact that he liked animes. Anyway, that's another story. So, but at the time, so my meat consumption increased, but I was eating a lot of carbs. And when you meet your significant other, you aren't exactly like, no, I'm just gonna eat very little. You eat, whatever. So whatever he would eat, I would eat it as well. So what happened was that at night I would just pass out. And there's a difference between falling asleep and passing out. You feel when you're falling asleep. When you black out, that's something else. So I was like, what's going on? And then I thought, oh, it gotta be that I'm eating too much meat. I shouldn't. That's what I thought. So I was like, maybe I should try to, have more of the green smoothies and more salad. Until one day it's like, this is stupid. I just can't. I feel like I'm addicted to fat. And literally, I Googled addiction to fat because I was desperate. Because I was like, I can't, what they're telling me to eat, I cannot have it because it's boring. I feel lethargic. I need my meat, but I wanted the fat. And I'm gonna say something. Growing up, I would go with my dad to the supermarket to do the groceries. And I remember clearly looking at the section of the meat and thinking, man, that looks good. That looks so good. Like the smell of the meat, the smell of fish. I've always liked that. But at the time that I was with my husband here in Canada, it was all this movement, I think the documentaries about, how cows are raised and how they're killed. So I was like, I'm a monster because I want to eat them. Anyway, I have to say this because it plays a role. Okay, it plays a role. So after I Googled that, I came across Dr. Berg and the Keto King, okay? And I was like, wait, I can eat fat? No way. So I started devouring everything about keto. And I was like, I'm starting keto now. One thing that made me decide that without second thought was that towards the end, right before keto, the things that started happening to me were the following. I started developing hormonal acne. You don't want that in your 30s. You don't want acne in your 30s. Already I had accepted that, okay, maybe I won't be able to move ever again. Fine. Maybe it's going to be a hustle if I get pregnant. Fine. But that and acne, no. No. I said, this has to end. So I had gone to the dermatologist, and of course I had to buy $500 worth of products that not a single one worked. Not only that, I had gained weight, but that didn't bother me that much, to be honest. Because maybe the way people see women in Panama is like, the more you have, the better you are, whatever. For me, that was not the problem. It was the acne and the fact that I was always tired. Like, why am I tired? I'm still not recovering from my workout that I did on Monday. It's Sunday and I'm still like, I can't. So I gave it a shot and it was like magic. In about a month, I noticed something that in my life I had noticed. One day I woke up and I was having my tea after my breakfast, my keto breakfast. And I was just calm. I was not overthinking. I was not thinking of the past. The fact that I'm here, my family is in Panama, I would always have like this thought and nothing. And when my husband woke up, because he's super calm all the time, very Canadian, I was like, this is how you feel? Is this how you feel all the time? Just zen? Because in that moment's when I realized my whole life, I've had this problem of being anxious. It wasn't until the problem with my knees that I started realizing, wait, something is wrong. But I went back in time in my head, like, wait, I've always been a person that is ultra anxious. I would have panic attacks. I would have, what's the name for this? When you take a nap, sleep paralysis. And that is exhausting. I always dream. But one thing is to dream, have sleep paralysis, and in the middle, like a nightmare, you don't sleep. You don't sleep. And for me, that was just normal. But all of that disappeared. Okay. I was like, keto, it's the shit. I'm doing keto. Keto is, I thought at the time, it's delicious. I love it. But it included, okay, no deep fried stuff. No more deep fried. No grains. No bread, but nuts. You could eat your nuts. You could eat your avocado here and there. The salads, the bigger the better, according to Dr. Berg. Have your salads. And I didn't mind as long as I could put some meat on my salad, some fat on my salad, I would have it. And I would have big bowls of salad. Okay, fine. The acne came back. Okay, what's going on? But in a very specific region here. And I did what everybody does. Okay, acne on your chin. What is it? I Googled it. So it showed supposedly, this is just a Google search that had to do with your digestive tract or your gut. Okay. So I also started noticing that at lunchtime I would get bloated. Okay. This wasn't happening before. So I decided to do something that Dr. Berg would suggest, which was to add apple cider vinegar, lemon, like a drink, like an acidic drink. Okay, let's see. It helped. Okay, let's continue with keto. That's all I needed. And this year, what happened? Constipation. I was not ready for that one. I don't know if I'm giving too much information, but it really felt as if, okay, first of all, the idea of constipation is basically whatever that will not allow you to flush, to go to the toilet regularly and comfortably. But in my case, it felt as if the inside layer of the colon was inflamed. Because let's say, you have it like this and it will go like really small like that. And I could tell it was that because my stools were not dry or hard or anything. They were soft, the same way you get them when you eat a lot of veggies, but it wouldn't come out. And I'm like, what's going on? And I started having pain. The pain would kind of move. Like, what is this? I couldn't sleep. I would have to sit down like this, like that, like that. At work, I couldn't concentrate because I was like, I need to go. It felt all the time as if I needed to go to the bathroom. And nothing would come out, after days that I guess from this it will go like that. And then it will release. So that happened several times because I thought, could it be that I ate a piece of chicken bone or something? Once again, I was blaming on the meat on that. But one day I was like, no, it's probably the veggies. It's probably that. Because I started listening to classic, the podcast with Michaela Peterson, and also all of these people that were giving out their experiences. But I thought, no, you gotta eat your veggies, right? You gotta chug down that smoothie because the fiber, okay? You need the fiber. But one day I thought, I'm gonna give it a try. But I had eliminated everything plant-based, everything. Just meat and dairy. Because I was like, let's not go too far. And right away, like, no problem. It's like, that's it. Could it be? No way. But what about the fiber? Of course, at that point, I learned more about the fiber. It's like, well, actually, it's not that important for you to have fiber. Like, it will still happen. So
Michaela Peterson, is she the one that you heard about Carnivore from, or
the first person?
The first person.
Yes. But I mean, and I think, how did that happen? I think I was searching for another video of Dr. Bird. And then, and then there was this thumbnail like, the carnivore diet. What? And then I watched the video. I'm like, there's no way you can have this meat. No. but I don't know. I just clicked on it. And she started talking about all of the problems that she had growing up. And I started thinking, I've had that. I have that too. Depression. I never wanted to admit that at some point in my life, I was suffering depression. Actually, it was a chronic thing because my father suffered that. My mom suffers that. But it was like, no, it can't be because I'm not behaving like them. I'm just too dramatic. But no, the moment I started keto and that went away, it's like incredible. It was like a veil just lifted, right? So then I watched the podcast with ShawnBaker. And I was like, who's this guy? And then when I saw his picture before and after, I was like, he did that? Oh my, that's what I want to do. Like, I want to work out again. I want to, feel strong again. Because with keto, the clarity of mind came. Yes, I lost weight, but I was not able to keep on the muscle mass. I was still not recovering that fast. So the acne went away for some time. It came back, well, but I was still like, yeah, I'm not at my 100%. I'm not. Okay. So we're at the part where I decided to give it a try. Okay, let's give it a try to Carnivore. Let's do it for a month. Let's see. It was a lot easier than I thought. I was like, okay, yeah, ribeye, bring it on. Pork chops every day. Bacon every morning with my eggs and my little yogurt. But what happened, remember, I had taken out everything plant-based. Yeah, I was not digesting things very well. So one night I woke up, I was like, oh yeah, I need to pee. And I started throwing up. I was like, what's going on? What's going on? And then I was like, sorry for too much information, but it's like, this is the thing that I ate like 5 hours ago. This shouldn't be happening. Then I learned that I've always suffered, I didn't mention that, but it would come and go, acid reflux. And I was suspecting at the time, like, could it be that I have a lazy gallbladder and it needs a little bit of help? So I brought back the apple cider vinegar drink. That's it. It helped. So right now, what I'm doing is that dairy, with the experimenting, take out dairy, bring it back. Dairy helps me to have more energy if I want to work out. Because now, finally, I can work out again. I recovered like this. Like I can have a very intense workout one day. The next day, my knees are fine, perfectly fine. But if I take out dairy, yes, I look more lean, but then I don't have that much energy. So I thought maybe my body does need a little bit of carbs to perform at its best. Other than that, I'm experimenting with having not necessarily raw meat, but like marinated with lemon. So it's not heated, because one thing that I've noticed also is that stress plays a role in digestion. I have a 9 to 5 job, and even in the middle of a pandemic, I mean, I work in a lab. I have to be there. Like bacteria they're not going to be like, yeah, we're not going to grow while you're not here. It's like, no, I have to be there. So let's say I fast 12 hours every day. Okay. But I do have my breakfast, my lunch, and my dinner. And I've noticed that for lunch, if I reheat my meat that I have cooked the day before, it just doesn't sit well. But at night, it's okay. So I thought, okay, is it the microwave or the fact that while I'm working, it's not like I'm totally at rest. I mean, I have to eat really quick. I'm thinking about so many things that the best way to help my body to intake the food, it's like, just don't heat it. So I've been having salmon marinated in lemon. I'm a lemon lover, so I don't mind. I really like it. So salmon, beef, any kind of seafood. Because remember what I said, I love seafood. The smell of seafood, that stinky ocean smell, I love it. That's because I'm from Panama. And that is perfect. So in the mornings, I will have my breakfast, eggs, bacon, maybe a piece of beef, my yogurt with a few berries, because I can tolerate berries. That's the only reason why I have them. Because I have tried other fruits. No, I have a pimple the next day. Well, if I'm lucky, it's like here. If I'm not too lucky, it's on my butt. It's like, nope, I don't want that. I don't need that. You told me, you fruit, no, bye. So I would have that in the mornings. Then at noon, I would have my raw meat. And then in the evening, I would have my dinner, which could be a cooked meat. Let's say another piece of salmon, beef, pork, sometimes chicken, because I find that chicken is not, it's weak. It's not so, it's okay. I like it, but if I have to choose, I mean, I'm going to go for the beef. And that's it. On the weekends, it's a little bit different. I can fast up to from 16 to 18 hours. But it's different because I don't have to wake up with an alarm. I have all the time in the world. I can sit down in front of the TV having my tea. It's totally different. So I am aware that, at least for me, stress levels play a role in how I'm going to ingest my food. Another thing is that, because of course, like many people have tried to let's say if I'm trying carnivore, it has to be strict carnivore. It's like, no, it's what works for you. What's important is that, like, meat heals. It has healed me. I actually gave up. I gave up. At age 27, what age did I get married? Okay, 29, I got married. And I had accepted that, that's just how it's going to be. I'm just going to walk and do some Pilates here and there. Hey, I love Pilates, but I need something else. Okay. And I had accepted that. That's it. This is how it's going to be for me. And so now that I see people in their early 20s, I'm in my mid 30s, and they are in pain. They are in pain. They can't think outside of the box either because they love what they eat. And this is very important. I'm going to mention something about this. Or they just go with the flow. Whatever people are eating, well, that's what you eat. But you're bloated at the end of it. The normalization of being bloated after a meal, it's crazy. How can you normalize that? It's not normal. That you accept it, that's something else. That you like it, I don't believe you, but it's not normal. And of course, there has been moments where I would get so angry and I would talk to my husband and he'll be like, just listening, like, okay. Like, how can people be like this? Or doctors, they know, but they don't tell you. Or probably they don't know, you know.
Well, I wanted to ask you, I wanted to ask you, like, how long were you keto, and then how long have you been carnivore?
Yes. So keto, I did it for, I would say 2 years until, the constipation and everything. And then carnivore this entire year. 2020, carnivore year for me. I know many things are happening because of the pandemic, but for me, things have been great at this level, at least. And I don't regret it. And I know it's still very controversial. And one of the things that worry me the most right now, it's what my family might think about this video. Because I've always been like, the one that knows best, okay? I'm very annoying. I'm super annoying. But now this is going to be like, oh my God. No, she is right. What are we going to do? But I worry because I see the same symptoms. I see them in my family, in my friends. And of course, if it's with my friends, the first thing they'll say like, oh, but you're not fat. What do you know? I know chronic pain. I know what it is to feel like you can't even get out of bed, or starting crying for no reason, and starting this ideas in your head that become stories that you're like, why am I even thinking about this? So I think what you guys are doing is it's amazing. When you contacted me, I told my husband, like, hey, somebody contacted me. And I thought, no, I have to talk about this because, as I said, I had given up. And you're not you're a human being. Humans are capable of so many things. We have so much potential. And being able now to squat, oh my God, I couldn't squat for years. And now I squat all the time. Sometimes at work, I'm like, I'm going to do 25 squats, just to keep the blood pumping. I'm excited. Like, you know what? You can have anything in life, but if you don't have health, you might as well not have anything.
That is so true. That is so
That's
true.
Yeah.
I appreciate you so much, Paola, bringing us your story, and incredible.
Oh.
Story. And your healing sounds so amazing too. And I am so happy to hear that for you. And I know it'll help many people.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming.
Okay.
Bye-bye.